All right, guys, so this is going to be the jobs report for Walmart drivers for the month of February. Do have one thing I need to tell you guys about for the area of Region 6. We're going to start backwards this time. Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, South Carolina, Florida, North Carolina. There's going to be a one-day event. The recruiter is doing me a favor. On my birthday, February 13th, they are going to open these 3 locations for one day, starting midnight that night to midnight the next day. If you try to apply to this location and you get an issue on that day, email me directly immediately. If your email is time-stamped and everything looks good, I can send that to them. They will still honor it. They do need to fill these 3 locations. 3 locations. Shelby, North Carolina. They have a 5-2 schedule. It's a day run. Pageland, South Carolina is a 5-2 schedule. They're looking for night grocery runs like I run. I love that schedule. I'm actually doing a 6-3 when I go back to work on Thursday, February 9th, I think it is. Douglas, Georgia, 5-2 day runs. I know a lot of you guys are trying to get into Florida. Douglas, Georgia is your best bet. I know it's in Georgia. Most of you guys in the northern part of Florida, that's going to be your best bet to get in, spend a year, transfer south, whatever you got to do. Remember, you got to live within 250 miles of Douglas, Georgia. If you got to find a roommate for a year or whatever, an address that you can say that you live at, I'm not saying lie, but you got to be within 250 miles. So maybe you need to rent a room from somebody for stupid cheap so that you have an address that you can have mail and things like that sent to. I don't know if they'll ask you for a rental agreement, but if that guy's renting you a room for $50, $100, $200 a month, whatever it is, have him write up a rental agreement. That would be your best bet. Region 5, Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee, Michigan, Illinois, Kentucky. They're down to 3 locations. Seymour, my understanding is they need a few people. I don't think they need a whole bunch, so if you're wanting to get in Seymour, do it right now. As soon as, pause the video and go apply. Gas City needs quite a few people. That is a place that if you are willing to come to Gas City, my boss will help you relocate. Now, I'm not saying this is what he's doing because I don't know what my boss is doing. But here's my thought, my opinion. You're going to spend 2 weeks at Seymour going through onboarding and orientation. Walmart's going to put you up in a hotel. Then you're going to spend at least 2 more weeks in Gas City writing with your mentor. That gives you 4 weeks to find a room to rent, to find an apartment, to find a house for your family, whatever you need to do. At the end of that 4 weeks, if you still haven't found anything and you need another week or 2, maybe my boss can finagle to where you can stay in the hotel for the couple of days that you're not going to be in the truck. I can't guarantee that. I don't know what he's doing, but my boss has told me if anybody's willing to relocate to Gas City, let him know. If you're interested in going to Gas City, send me an email. My email will be in the description down below. It's Dr. K-A-R-A-O. Let me rephrase that. It's DrKaraokedj@gmail. I just recently figured out that, and I don't know who you guys were, there were a couple, sent it to drkaraoke@gmail. They didn't put the DJ on there. I don't know how I figured it out. I don't even remember how I found it. I think I was setting up a Gmail for something or someone, and that popped up, and I said, I don't have that address. So I went ahead and created it. There were emails in there. Again, some of you guys had sent emails to that address, and it was the wrong one. So just make sure you look in the description below. It'll be spelled correctly, easy to find, all that kind of good stuff. The other location would be Region 4, I believe. This is the Pennsylvania area. Apparently, some of you guys hit this hard because this list is way shorter than it was last month. Johnstown and its offsite location, North Windham, Connecticut, are still hiring 5253. It's a great schedule. If you're in that area, grab it. They also are looking for a 6-3 go home daily. It's a great schedule. You're not going to make as much as the other guys because you're getting 3 days off every week, and it's a go home daily. For any of you guys looking for a go home daily, you're going to make about $4,000 less than the over the road driver. The reason is they pay us $42 to sleep in our truck or do a layover every night. The guys that go home miss out on $42 a day. I don't know about the runs, the schedules. I don't know how that works out money-wise. But if things are fairly equal, the guys that run days tell me they're getting 2,000 miles a week. So I don't know. Maybe they've got set runs for the day guys. I don't know how that works. And it's different at each DC. So you guys that are running days are probably making the same as everybody else. You're getting the same mileage. You're getting the same activities. You're getting all the same stuff. You're just not getting the $42 a night layover. So if you're looking for home daily, you're going to make $4,000, roughly $4,000 less than the over-the-road driver. But you get to go home daily, and that's important to some guys. Raymond and its offsite Norwich, Connecticut are still hiring 5253 and 63. There is Marcy and its offsite location Batavia, New York. They're still looking for 5253 and 63. Sutherland, I believe that's Virginia, still looking for 5253, and Mount Crawford is looking for 63. That's it. That list was 3 times longer last month. Region 3, Illinois, Iowa, Colorado, Wisconsin, Kansas, Missouri, Northern Utah, Nebraska, and Wyoming. This list is a little shorter as well. Elwood, Illinois is looking for 9 drivers. Bolingbrook, Illinois is looking for 18 drivers. Spring Valley, that's out there just past Joliet, between Joliet and Iowa, right off of, I believe it's I-80. Decent location. You're going to get a lot of miles out there because it's flat land all over the place. Spring Valley's looking for 36 drivers. Ottawa, Kansas is looking for 16, and I know a couple of you guys have already emailed me telling me you put an application in there. If you're looking to get into Kansas, I would do it quickly because that 16 is not going to be accurate by the time this video gets uploaded right now. St. James, Missouri is looking for 30 drivers. St. James, Missouri is a great location because there is so much in every direction. You're going to get a ton of miles. I've seen guys from St. James, Missouri. It's a GMDC, but I've seen guys from St. James, Missouri, all the way up into Gas City or Ohio or Coldwater, Michigan. I don't know exactly what they're picking up and what they're doing, but they're getting some miles if they're coming all the way out there. Region 2, you guys are not going to like this, but there is a silver lining. There are no openings in Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, New Mexico, or Oklahoma. But February 1st is the new calendar year, the new fiscal year for Walmart. The recruiter told me today some information I am not allowed to tell you guys here in this video, but I am allowed to tell you next month, the month of March, she thinks it's very highly likely that there's going to be one DC in a major city in Texas looking for drivers. So if you're wanting to get into Texas, shoot me an email. Let me know, hey man, I wanted to get into Texas. I am going to create my own list of names. I am going to email her back and say, look, these guys right now are looking to get into Texas. When you find out what DC is going to be hiring, let me know. I've got guys already that want to apply. I will email you all back the link that you need to apply to the DC that they open up. And that's kind of like what they're doing for, God, I hope I told you guys. Anyway, but anyway, so Texas people, I know you guys have been waiting patiently. You're going to have to wait one more month. At least it's the shortest month of the year. Hopefully I'll have some information on that in about 2 to 3 weeks. The week before March, hopefully I'll have something for you. Like I said, it doesn't hurt you to email me. It doesn't hurt you to email me more than once because I may forget. But if you email me, I'm going to make a list of guys for Texas. Region 1, that's the West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Arizona, Southern Utah. I know a lot of you guys, what is the name of that? Fontana. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for Fontana to open up. It's not happening this month. That recruiter told me, hopefully in March, Fontana will open something up. They've got a lot of guys moving around. Some of them are going from Fontana to Red Bluff, McCarran, Herminston, or Grandview. Probably going to Red Bluff because that's going to be the closest one to where they may be going. But anyway, those are the only 4 locations opened up on the West Coast. Again, Red Bluff, McCarran, or Sparks, Nevada, Herminston, Oregon, and Grandview, Washington. That's it. There's not a lot this month, guys. I wish I had better news for some of you. I know some of you guys have been waiting 2 or 3 months to get into either Texas, Florida, or Fontana, California. Again, I'm being told that everything's going to open up in March. They were hoping that they would have it by now, but it's the beginning of the fiscal year and they just weren't able to get all the pieces put together right now. There's a lot of people transitioning. I myself might be moving to Florida. My dad lives in Florida. He's down there by himself. My mom passed away a couple years ago, and his health is not as great as it once was. So my wife and I are possibly this summer, somewhere between April and September, looking at moving to the Florida-Georgia line. I may go to Douglas, Georgia. I may go to McClenny, Florida. McClenny, Florida is a small grocery DC. I think they've only got 40 drivers, 50 drivers. There's supposed to be a meat and produce one spot opening up next month. I'm going to see if I can't grab it. If I got to go down and rent an apartment, that's what I'm going to do. And then when my mortgage person and all that stuff can get caught up, then we'll do that then. But I got to get the job before I get the house, because I don't want to get a house and then not be able to get the job. So I'm in the same boat as some of you guys right now. Just I've got a little bit better of advantage because I can transfer, as to where you have to wait for an opening. But if you get in somewhere, and this doesn't always happen, but it did happen for me and it could happen for you, you can transfer early. They tell you got to wait 1 year. Sometimes they'll let people transfer early. I don't know if they'll let you transfer early to Texas or Florida or something like that. But if you get in somewhere and you've got the 6 months, 9 months under your belt, what they did for me was after 6 months, I got loaned to Gas City. Now, I was still technically out of Seymour. And if they at any point in time wanted to, they said, hey, you got to go back to Seymour. But that didn't happen. The boss here in Gas City, they needed people. It was great for me. It worked out for both of the managers, the GTMs there. And it was great. It doesn't always happen that way. I was told you got to wait a year. 7 months later, one of the guys, the manager, Jason down in Seymour, did me a favor and said, hey, because I might be able to help you out. They really need people up there. So you're kind of doing us a favor. We're kind of doing you a favor. It worked out. Like I said, Florida, Texas, Fontana, those places are hard to get into. I don't think they're going to let you do that. But if there's somewhere else nearby that could open up, you might be able to get an early transfer for that, but don't count on it. But it's a possibility. Again, if you guys have got any questions, if you guys need anything, email's in the description below. Timestamp's going to be in the description below. Well, you've already watched the end of the video if you got this far. But if you feel like you missed anything, look down below. I highlight all the categories and put everything in there for you. Other than that, see you in March, unless something happens between now and then. But let me know.